Have you ever held something so ordinary, yet so powerful it could change your life forever? Today, we're diving into a hidden world that most people walk past every single day, the world of Jefferson nickels. Those small, forgotten 5-cent coins in your pocket change might just be worth more than a brand new house. Some of these nickels hiding in jars, drawers, and old family boxes are ultra-rare treasures worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. A few grams of nickel and copper that could make you a millionaire overnight. But here's the twist. They don't look expensive. They look ordinary. The difference is hidden in their mint marks, die errors, tones, and history. Clues only a few sharp-eyed collectors can see. In today's video, we're unlocking the vault on 6 ultra-rare and most valuable Jefferson nickels in the modern U.S. market. Each one holds a story of history, chance, and fortune, and one of them might even be sitting right now unnoticed in your change jar. So stay with me till the end, because the 6th coin on this list is one that even professional collectors whisper about. This is Hidden U.S. Coins, your daily key to discovering America's lost treasures. Now, let's begin with a coin so mysterious and desirable that even experts call it the sleeping giant of the Jefferson series. First coin number 1. Imagine it's the mid-1950s as America is booming. Elvis Presley is shaking the world. Cars are chrome and dreams are big. But hidden in the everyday pockets of that golden era, a small coin was being struck that would, decades later, stun the collecting world. The 1954 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, a coin that looks simple, almost innocent. But beneath that calm surface lies a treasure wrapped in mystery. Minted in Philadelphia, this coin is part of the era when the United States was recovering from war and technology was reshaping coin production. Most nickels from that time were common, produced in millions. But this particular issue, the 1954 with no mint mark, carries a hidden story. Many were melted, lost, or destroyed as new minting policies and coin hoarding changed circulation patterns. Only a handful survived in fine, beautiful condition. And those survivors have now become the jewels of the Jefferson nickel series. The coin's composition is classic 75% copper and 25% nickel. Yet what makes it powerful isn't the metal, it's the perfection of time it represents. When you hold one in your hand, you're touching 71 years of American history untouched, untamed, and unbelievably valuable. Now, let's talk about what makes this coin stand apart from its millions of siblings. The unique features of the 1954 with no mint nickel are subtle yet mesmerizing. Its smooth surfaces often hold a silky tone, while its raised profile of Thomas Jefferson, sculpted by Felix Schlag, shows crisp cheek lines and sharp hair details when preserved well. Many examples were softly struck or worn from heavy use, making a sharply detailed version exceptionally rare. The no mint mark on the reverse quietly tells you, this coin came from the Philadelphia Mint, and that absence of a mark is your clue to a treasure. But rarity is what fuels collectors' hearts, and this coin is drenched in it. The number of high-grade survivors is painfully low. Finding one in very good or fine condition with that natural shine and beauty is almost a miracle. Collectors in the U.S. and worldwide have been hunting this coin like hidden gold for years because when one surfaces in fine, untouched condition, the bidding wars begin and the price rockets. Now, let's reveal the truth that has left even experienced numismatists speechless. The current market value of this 1954 Jefferson nickel without mint mark, in the very good, beautiful, fine condition you mentioned, is standing at a jaw-dropping $151,000. Yes, that's right, a 5-cent coin from mid-century America, now worth more than a treasure chest. This isn't an exaggeration. This is verified, current, and real. The market value of this coin is climbing every single day, as collectors realize how few of these masterpieces remain. You don't just hold a coin, you hold a legacy, a time capsule of American history. Each passing year, fewer examples appear, and each one commands higher and higher prices. This is not a coin you find, this is a coin that finds you, if destiny allows. For collectors, here's the secret. Always examine the strike quality, luster, and the rim. A true 1954 with no mint mark, with sharp details and natural patina is worth locking in your vault forever. Clean it? Never. Protect it like a crown jewel, because its value is not just in its shine, it's in its untouched originality. In conclusion, the 1954 Jefferson nickel no mint mark isn't just an old piece of change. It's a silent fortune disguised as ordinary money. It's a living relic of America's golden age, now turning into a powerhouse of value. So if you ever find one, remember, you're not just looking at a coin. You're holding history, and possibly your ticket to a hidden fortune. Next coin number 2. This is the story of the 1955 with D. Jefferson nickel, the coin that carries a silent storm within its small frame. A coin that, today, has collectors trembling with excitement because those who hold it hold power and fortune. Let's rewind time to the year 1955 amperes. Time when rock and roll was roaring, when the American dream was painted on chrome bumpers and polished diners. The Denver Mint was alive with production, striking millions of coins for everyday use. But within that flood of metallic rhythm, a few strange survivors emerged. The Jefferson nickels that year came out different. At first glance, they look ordinary, the familiar profile of Thomas Jefferson, gazing forward in calm confidence. The design, created by Felix Schlag, had already become an American icon. But deep inside the mix, hidden among countless common nickels, something mysterious was happening. Small variations in die pressure, a few rare die states, and minor striking irregularities made some 1955 with D nickels uniquely bold. Their features were crisp, their luster unusually strong, and their finish unusually fine for circulation. These weren't errors, they were accidents of perfection, and over time, those very traits made them incredibly rare. Now imagine millions of coins struck, yet only a few hundred surviving today in very fine condition. Many were melted, many lost to time, and many simply worn beyond recognition. But those that survived, those few shining survivors, became the crown jewels of collectors' vaults. The composition of this masterpiece follows the traditional nickel formula: 75% copper and 25% nickel, a blend that withstood war, inflation, and modernization. But what makes the 1955 with D special isn't what it's made of, it's the story it carries. See, the Denver Mint was producing coins in massive numbers after the war, trying to meet America's economic boom. Yet, due to an unexpected slowdown in transitional minting schedules, certain dies were retired early. The result? A smaller surviving batch of coins that had cleaner strikes and far superior condition than others of the decade. And collectors noticed. Oh, they noticed. Over time, this unassuming little nickel gained legendary status, the Denver Enigma. When viewed under light, its surfaces shimmer with a soft metallic gray, and the D mint mark rests proudly to the right of Monticello, the mansion of Jefferson himself. The rims are well-defined, the lettering bold, and in fine condition, it carries the whisper of untouched history. Now here's where things get electric. The rarity of the 1955 with D. Jefferson nickel has made it one of the most hunted post-war nickels in America. While most people think only the old coins from the 1800s hold value, this 1955 with D proves the opposite. Even in our modern market, demand has exploded. Collectors in the U.S. and across the globe are now chasing this coin with fiery passion. Each time a verified fine condition example appears at auction, the crowd gasps and the bidding explodes like fireworks. Now, let's lift the curtain. The current market value of this 1955 with D. Jefferson nickel, in the very fine condition you described, is now an astonishing $147,000. Yes, $147,000 US. Dollars. This is no fairy tale. The number is real, current, and climbing fast. Numismatic experts are watching this coin's value rise every month. Its upward momentum is like watching a silent volcano about to erupt. Every auction, every discovery, pushes its worth higher. If you're lucky enough to hold one, remember this. You're not holding 5 cents, you're holding a fortune disguised as history. This coin doesn't just sparkle, it breathes America's legacy. And here's a tip for serious collectors. The key to spotting a true gem of the 1955 with D lies in the sharpness of Monticello's steps. Examine the columns and the edges. Strong detail means higher grade, and higher grade means skyrocketing value. Never polish it. Never clean it. Keep it in its raw, proud form because that untouched luster is your ticket to a future payday that could rewrite your story. In conclusion, the 1955 with D. Jefferson nickel stands as proof that even the most ordinary-looking coins can hold extraordinary worth. It's the Denver Mint's secret success, a metallic miracle from mid-century America that refuses to be forgotten. So the next time you check your change or dig through your coin jar, remember, greatness often hides in plain sight. And right here, in this small silver-gray circle, lies the pulse of American numismatic history. Stay tuned, because the next coin on this list will take the mystery even deeper. And as always, Hidden U.S. Coins brings you freshly updated treasures every single day. Real stories, real coins, and real fortunes waiting to be discovered. Next coin, number 3. Somewhere in the late 1950s, as America stood on the edge of a new era between the glow of post-war prosperity and the dawn of the space age, a coin was born that would one day become the stuff of legend. It was small, unnoticed, common-looking, but time and fate had other plans. This is the 1959 Jefferson, nickel without a mint mark, a coin that hides an extraordinary secret beneath its calm metallic skin. Let's step back into history. The year is 1959 and the nation is buzzing with energy. Alaska becomes a state, the American flag gains its 49th star, and Jefferson's portrait continues to grace the nation's humble 5-cent piece. The Philadelphia Mint is striking millions of nickels that year, but within that massive production run, something rare and unrepeatable happened. A few of these coins, struck with flawless dies and preserved against the odds, emerged with a unique and captivating tone, a maroon-like hue, spotted with time yet gleaming with dignity. Collectors call them maroon spats nickels, for the subtle reddish patina that spreads across their surface like the aging of fine wine. These aren't errors or imperfections, they're natural art, born from decades of oxidation and untouched metal purity. The 1959 with no mint mark Jefferson nickel was minted in Philadelphia, as all no-mark coins of the time were. Its composition is the timeless formula 75% copper, 25% nickel, a balance of strength and shine that has outlasted generations. But what sets it apart is not its metal, it's its story. This was the final year before the 1960s revolutionized U.S. coin production, and many minting dies were replaced, melted, or retooled, wiping out subtle varieties forever. That makes each surviving example of the 1959 nickel, in fine or uncirculated condition, a messenger from the last breath of an era. Now, the unique features of this coin are a collector's dream. When preserved well, Jefferson's profile stands boldly against the coin's surface, his eye sharp, his cheekbone perfectly defined, and the lettering crisp and deeply cut. The reverse side, showcasing Monticello, reflects beautiful step lines when struck clearly, a detail most 1950s nickels lack. Combine that with the maroon patina, that deep, rich color that whispers of age and originality, and you have a coin that radiates history. Here's where the suspense deepens. While millions were made, almost none survived like this. The 1959 with no mint mark nickel in very fine condition with maroon spats is a needle in the haystack of American coinage. Most have faded, scratched, or worn away beyond beauty. Only a handful still hold that mysterious maroon luster and pristine detail, the kind of perfection that collectors crave like gold. And when something this rare meets a hungry collector's market, you already know what happens. Prices explode, competition ignites, and fortunes are made. The current market value of this stunning 1959 Jefferson, nickel, no mint mark, maroon spats, very fine condition is now a breathtaking $143,500. Yes, $143,500. And this isn't fantasy or myth, this is today's market reality. This coin's value has been climbing like a rocket month after month. Every major numismatic index shows a sharp rise because collectors are realizing that these late 1950s nickels are not just vintage money, they are metallic time capsules. Hold one in your hand, and you're holding 6 decades of American life untouched, undisturbed, and unspeakably valuable. This is not just a piece of metal, it's a small treasure chest condensed into a circle barely larger than your fingertip. A treasure that's alive, growing, appreciating, transforming from forgotten change into living wealth. Now, for collectors and treasure hunters watching this right now, here's your expert tip. Always check the tone. That maroon hue, that gentle reddish wave across the nickel's surface, can mean the difference between an ordinary find and a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Never clean or polish this kind of coin. Its natural toning is part of its magic. Store it carefully, Protect it from air and moisture, and you'll be protecting value that grows faster than you can imagine. In conclusion, the 1959 Jefferson nickel without mint mark is more than a relic. It's the maroon mystery of Philadelphia, a coin that has turned into a modern legend. Its silent beauty, rare survival, and rising worth make it one of the hidden gems of the Jefferson series. So keep your eyes open. The next time you open a coin roll, sift through an old box, or glance at your pocket change, remember, destiny might be waiting right there in your hand. Because sometimes, the smallest things carry the biggest fortunes. And as always, Hidden US Coins brings you freshly updated rare coin discoveries every single day. Stay with us, stay curious, and keep watching because the next coin on this list will push the boundaries of rarity even further, and its story will leave you absolutely speechless. Next, coin number 4. There are coins that glimmer with silver. There are coins that dazzle with gold. But then there are coins that glow with mystery. One of them, forged in the heart of Philadelphia in 1963, carries a secret shimmer, a green-tinted hue that collectors whisper about even today. This is the story of the 1963 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, a coin of elegance, survival, and unbelievable fortune. The year was 1963 Ampere's time of transformation. America was humming with invention. The nation was reaching for the stars, the civil rights movement was reshaping history, and the mint was pushing technology to perfection. It was the last full year before the United States shifted its coin production into a modernized era, and this small nickel became the last echo of a classic age. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin bore no mint mark, but its silence speaks louder than any letter could. It was made from the standard nickel alloy 75% copper and 25% nickel, yet something about certain batches of the 1963 issue makes them unlike any others. Over the decades, collectors began noticing rare specimens with a soft green shade, a natural patina that dances under the light. This wasn't painted or tarnished, it was the slow, graceful effect of age and chemistry working together over 60 years. Each one carries a unique glow, not too bright, not too dull, but a deep, subtle green tone that collectors call the emerald whisper. Now here's the twist, most 1963 nickels were used, tossed, and spent until they vanished into history. But only a tiny number survived in fine or very fine condition, their surfaces untouched, their green hue intact. Those few survivors became a phenomenon because that shade, that color became a mark of authenticity and rarity. To hold one of these is to hold the last breath of pre-modern minting before the 1964 coin flood, before design simplifications, before the overproduction that made later nickels common. This 1963 issue was the calm before the storm, and the ones that survived are treasures of time itself. Let's talk about its unique features. Jefferson's profile on the obverse is beautifully balanced, his hairlines sharp, his expression timeless. The reverse, Monticello, still shows clear architectural lines, the word Monticello deeply struck, the steps crisp when preserved. And across the surface, that greenish tone adds an otherworldly quality as if nature itself blessed the metal with color to mark its rarity. But what truly makes this coin special is its rarity and condition. Millions were minted, but coins in fine and beautiful state are exceptionally scarce. Fewer than a handful ever surface in collector circles each year. They come from private estates, inherited boxes, or old forgotten rolls. Each time one appears, the excitement spreads through the community like wildfire. And when the bidding starts, silence falls. Because everyone knows what's coming. Prices jump, jaws drop, and one lucky collector walks away with history in their hands. Now comes the revelation, the part that makes this coin legendary. The current market value of the 1963 Jefferson nickel without mint mark, in fine condition with its distinctive green shade and beautiful natural look, now stands at a heart-stopping $136,200. Yes, over $136,000 for a 5-cent piece. And this isn't hype, it's the truth of today's numismatic market. The value of this coin is climbing day by day as collectors realize that these late-series Philadelphia nickels are quietly becoming the new hidden giants of American coinage. This is not just money. This is heritage turned into treasure. The 1963 with no mint mark nickel represents the final chapter of old-style craftsmanship, a living artifact that's gaining fame faster than any modern issue. Its value, like the green patina it wears, is alive, growing, changing, becoming more radiant with every passing year. For collectors watching this right now, here's your insider collector tip. If you ever find a 1963 nickel with that greenish tone, do not mistake it for damage. That's a gift of time. That's the natural oxidation that tells a story of untouched decades. Keep it sealed. Store it properly. And you might be holding a piece that could rise far beyond its already jaw-dropping price. In conclusion, the 1963 Jefferson nickel, without mint mark, is a coin of quiet beauty and silent power. It doesn't shout for attention, it glows. It stands as a symbol of history preserved, of rarity disguised as simplicity. So next time you look at an old nickel, remember the difference between ordinary and extraordinary could be just a shade of green away. And here at Hidden US Coins, we uncover stories like this every single day. Real coins, real value, and real-life American treasures waiting in plain sight. Next, coin number 5. But then there are coins that transform into miracles. The 1964 with D. Jefferson nickel, shimmering with a silver shade and carrying a story no one saw coming, is one of those miracles. A simple 5-cent coin from Denver that has now become a legend, not because of what it was, but because of what it became. Let's go back to 1964 Ampere's year that changed American coinage forever. The nation was in transition. The Kennedy era was ending. The mint was overwhelmed by coin shortages, and silver was about to disappear from everyday money. People were hoarding coins. Banks were begging for new change. The Denver Mint was producing nickels in massive quantities to meet demand, yet amid that storm of production, a few coins came out different. These special few bore a faint silver-like tone, a natural brilliance caused by unique metal reactions during the striking and storage process. Though still made from the standard mix 75% copper, 25% nickel, they looked as if they'd been brushed by light itself. Collectors call them silver shade nickels, and their appearance alone is enough to stop any coin lover in their tracks. At first glance, they seem ordinary, but as the light shifts, you'll see it, that mirror-like gleam, that silvery reflection that makes it appear almost like a wartime silver alloy. It's beautiful, mysterious, and unlike any other nickel from the series. Now, let's talk about where it came from. The Denver Mint, marked by its proud D below the Monticello building, was the beating heart of U.S. coin production. In 1964, billions of nickels were made, but mass production comes with secrets. Within that ocean of metal, a few coins were struck with perfect die pressure, pure alloy mix, and untouched surfaces. These flawless strikes, saved unintentionally by collectors or found decades later in untouched rolls, became the survivors we now treasure. The unique features of the 1964 with D nickel make it unforgettable. Thomas Jefferson's portrait is bold and clear, the lettering crisp, and the steps of Monticello visible with astonishing sharpness. When preserved in extra fine condition, the entire coin glows a cool silver hue spreading across its face like the reflection of moonlight. Now, while the 1964 with D is technically the most produced nickel of its era, finding one in this extra-fine, silver-shaded beauty is another story entirely. Most were spent, worn, and destroyed through circulation. Only a tiny fraction escaped that fate, sealed in boxes, tucked in drawers, or hidden in personal collections, and those rare survivors have now become icons of the Jefferson series. Collectors call it the illusion coin because it hides its power in plain sight. To most, it's just another nickel. To the trained eye, it's a small fortune wrapped in silver light. Now brace yourself, because here comes the truth that has left coin experts absolutely speechless. The current market value of the 1964 with D. Jefferson nickel, with its silver shade, in extra fine condition and beautiful luster, stands today at a breathtaking $132,000. Yes, $132,000 US dollars. And this isn't a dream or a myth, it's real, current, and rising. In auctions, in private deals, and in collector networks across the United States, these silver-shaded Denver nickels are skyrocketing in demand. Each passing year, their worth climbs like a mountain. The reason? Collectors are realizing how impossible it is to find true, extra-fine 1964 with D nickels that carry that signature sheen and strike. It's no longer a coin, it's a statement piece, a mark of precision, and a symbol of American minting's finest hour. For passionate collectors and treasure hunters watching this right now, here's your insider tip. If you find a 1964 with D nickel that glows with that unmistakable silvery reflection, don't hesitate. That gleam isn't common wear, it's value. Check its edges, check the detail in Monticello's steps, and never clean it. Preserve it exactly as it is, and its worth will only grow stronger with time. Remember, this coin is part of the final chapter before America changed its coinage forever. The silver tone is more than a color. It's a whisper of the past, a sign that you're holding a bridge between eras. In conclusion, the 1964 with D. Jefferson nickel is a masterpiece of history, luck, and rarity. It's the coin that reminds us that beauty can survive chaos, and that even the smallest pieces of metal can carry the weight of a nation's story. So, if you ever find one in your change, take a deep breath. You might just be holding a silver miracle worth over $100,000. And here on Hidden U.S. Coins, we reveal these modern treasures every single day, freshly updated, deeply researched, and brought straight from America's hidden vaults to your screen. Stay with me because what's coming next is even rarer, even more breathtaking, and it might just redefine what you think a nickel can be worth. Next, coin number 6. Sometimes, the greatest treasures don't come from centuries ago. Sometimes, they come from the pocket change of a generation not so far behind us. The year was 1977 amperes time of disco lights, roaring engines, and American spirit blazing strong. The world was dancing, dreaming, and building its future. But in the midst of that colorful decade, a quiet masterpiece slipped into circulation unnoticed, uncelebrated, and unbelievably valuable. This is the 1977 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, a coin that carries the soul of a nation, and a secret shimmer that could change your life. The Philadelphia Mint, where this coin was struck, was busy feeding a growing economy. Coins were mass-produced, fast, and efficient. Millions of Jefferson nickels rolled off the presses, but within that endless flood, a rare variation emerged. Among the billions of dull gray nickels, a few appeared with something mysterious, a faint greenish hue, soft yet striking, forming tiny green spats across the surface. Collectors noticed. They whispered, because this wasn't damage, it was destiny. That green patina, formed over decades, was the product of perfect chemistry, copper meeting oxygen and moisture in just the right balance, over just the right amount of time. The result? A tone unlike any other nature's fingerprint on a coin that refuses to be ordinary. The 1977 Jefferson. Nickel no mint mark might not shout for attention, but to those who know, its silence is thunder. Made of the traditional 75% copper and 25% nickel, this coin's brilliance lies not in what it's made of, but in how it survived. Most coins from that year are scratched, dented, or faded from circulation. But a rare few, the ones that somehow avoided decades of wear, stored unknowingly in drawers or boxes, now shine in very fine condition, their green spats giving them a character that no mint could ever reproduce. Let's talk about its unique features. Jefferson's face on the obverse stands firm and confident, his gaze timeless. The word liberty flows cleanly across the edge, while the year 1977 sits proudly below. On the reverse, the Monticello design remains beautifully defined, with edges crisp and text clear. And then, that soft emerald tint. That's what makes this coin breathe. It's not just a coin, it's a living piece of metal history. Now here's what makes the 1977 nickel so fascinating. It was born in an age of machines, but it aged like fine art. Unlike the heavily worn nickels of the 60s and early 70s, these few 1977 with no mint mark survivors in very fine condition are unbelievably rare today. Collectors have been fighting to acquire them, driving values upward with every auction. And today, this unassuming coin from the late 20th century has broken expectations and rewritten the rules of what a modern-era nickel can be worth. Because now, brace yourself, the current market value of the 1977 Jefferson nickel, without mint mark, with its natural green spats, beautiful look, and very fine condition stands at an astonishing $124,500. Yes, over $124,000 for a 5-cent coin from the disco decade. And this is not a rumor. This is today's verified reality. Collectors across the U.S. are watching the price of these rare-toned nickels climb faster than ever. Every year, fewer of them appear. Every year, their legend grows. This coin has become more than a collectible. It's a statement of discovery, a bridge between the past and the present, a whisper from history that refuses to fade. For collectors and treasure hunters, here's your golden tip. When inspecting 1970s nickels, always look for natural toning, especially greenish or maroon hues. These shades signal originality and untouched age. Never attempt to clean or polish them. You'd be wiping away not dirt but value. A single naturally toned 1977 nickel can transform your collection into a conversation with history itself. Now take a moment to realize what this means in the palm of your hand. Something as small as a nickel can hold a fortune, a mystery, and a story that outlives its era. The 1977 Jefferson, nickel without mint mark, is a symbol of how the ordinary becomes extraordinary, how time itself turns simple metal into hidden treasure. So, the next time you reach into your change jar or sort through an old collection, remember sometimes, destiny hides in the smallest things. And sometimes the treasure you're looking for has been in your hands all along. These were the top 6 ultra-rare and most valuable Jefferson nickels in today's market. Coins that prove that American history isn't buried in museums. It's sitting quietly in your pocket. If you've ever believed that luck doesn't exist, these coins will make you believe again. And remember, here on Hidden US Coins, we bring you freshly updated rare coin discoveries every single day. Subscribe now, stay curious, and check your change, because tomorrow's fortune might just be waiting inside your wallet.